Police in Spain are responding to what they're calling a terrorist attack today in Barcelona. A van plowing into a crowd in the popular tourist area known as Las Ramblas. There are fatalities. At least 32 are injured, 10 seriously. The BBC's Rich Preston joins us from London. Rich, what do we know?
Well, Robin, this happened at about 5 p.m. Barcelona time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern. Now, Las Ramblas is a busy tourist area in the heart of Barcelona, a big wide boulevard leading down to the waterfront, full of cafes, restaurants, bars. Now, at that time, it will have been filled with people, tourists and locals alike. One eyewitness who spoke to the BBC described it as jam-packed. Yeah. Now, as usual with these sorts of things, the first reports came through on social media, reports of a white van ploughing into pedestrians, and this happened in a pedestrianised area. Authorities have since described it as a massive crash, and they are calling it a terrorist attack.
Yeah, and if you've been there and know this beautiful area, it's a huge pedestrian path down the middle. The cars are on either side, so one can just envision how many people might have been on that path in the middle. And there are now reports of armed perpetrators barricaded in a restaurant. What more do we know there?
Yes, now local media are reporting that the driver fled on foot. Police have ordered the closure of metro and railway stations, presumably to try and prevent anyone fleeing the scene. And local media are saying that 2 armed men entered a restaurant, so we're following developments on that.
Do we know if there are hostages there?
No, we don't know that at the moment, Robin.
All right. Spanish police are urging people not to circulate images of the injured. We are seeing, though, terrible pictures on cell phones start to come out. Pretty horrendous scene.
Yes, now, unfortunately, this is something that is becoming more common here. Now, one witness told the BBC he saw the van going, quote, full pelt down the middle of the street and that it wasn't slowing down at all. And he said he knew immediately that this was a terrorist attack. And why? Because that's what we've seen recently here in Europe. The truck attack in Nice in summer 2016, the Berlin Christmas market attack in Germany, and more recently, where I am in London, the attacks on Westminster Bridge and Borough Market. So I can only imagine the sense of panic that filled the crowd at that time.
Well, of course, we have the images here in the U.S. from this past weekend of a car plowing into people in Charlottesville, Virginia. Look, give us some context in the minute we have. How much tension is there in Spain over, immigration or terrorism? What might be behind this?
Well, immigration is a contentious topic across Western Europe at the moment, and we've seen that play out in the media. Now, I can't say too much about Spain and how it's affected politics there, but the topic of immigration is certainly something that politicians and people following politics will talk about regularly.
Yeah. The BBC's Rich Preston speaking to us there from London about today's apparent terrorist attack in Barcelona, a van plowing into pedestrians on the iconic Las Ramblas boulevard, one of the most beautiful in Europe, plowing into tourists and residents there. We'll follow the story all day on NPR. Rich, thank you.
My pleasure, Robin.